Okay, so the parts laid out here for issue 89 of the Ferrari F40 build. Just some intake ducts that are going to go into the model and a few of the packs of screws. This is going to be quite an in-depth issue, I think, because we're actually getting the engine part fitted onto the model itself. You might as well throw away the magazine instructions though, to be honest with you, because the magazine instructions make absolutely no sense whatsoever to what you're actually going to be doing. You have a look at the magazine instructions and it's telling you to do this that we've already done. So absolutely waste of time, so I might as well throw those away. I use them really just to check I've got the parts, but it's all coming from the video online tutorials, because the magazines now are an absolute waste of time. So yeah, just going to get this built up. This will be the video instructions, if you like, for issue 89. Okay, so first thing it's asking me to do is to fit these brake intake ducts, I think they're called, and they're not marked up at all, so you just they can only really kind of go one way, and that one fits quite nicely that way, and that one fits quite nicely that way. It won't work the other way, so really only one will fit one way. Then it's 3 type H screws that are going to fit these in, so yeah, just fitting in these brake intake ducts with 3 H screws. Okay, that didn't go on too well. I had to use a V-screw there and a V-screw there that I had spare. This is because the H screw wasn't quite long enough. That one was a little bit difficult to go in just because of the kind of... It's basically, I think, sometimes the powder coating or the paint makes it quite difficult. But yeah, I got them on in the end. Just had to use a couple of different screws that it didn't specify. But yeah, that's that done. Okay, so it's bringing over the engine part of the model, and we're going to be fitting the fuel tanks. Obviously one of them is a battery box, the double does a battery box, so that's going to go on that side. But the other side is just a fuel tank. It's going to go on that side. So it has got a little pin. Yeah, it's going to have to fit into, there's a hole just in the brake duct thing. You can see it just there. So this one is the battery box doubling up, and that's kind of got to fit into there. And you've got to get that fit into there, and then it kind of just slots in. And the same on that side as well. It's got that little pin, and it's going to go into the brake duct. So they kind of sit like there. Now we find out if fitting these, which I did earlier, is going to cause a problem. Hopefully not. You've got those fitted, and then you're going to fit this onto the model. Now we fit the engine part into here, and this is a bit, I guess, I'm kind of thinking could be the most tricky. Okay, now first thing you have to fit in the battery box plug. Oh, you tart. I knew that was going to happen. Okay, so I had a bit of a major issue there. I kind of routed this wrong, so the cable was coming around here after I'd put this on, as I think as you saw. When I took this out, it ripped off the black part of that connector, the plastic part. And when I was trying to put it back on, one of the pins basically came off the circuit board. I've managed to kind of super it back on. It seems to be working. I've tried it out with batteries, so it seems to be working now. But yeah, that was quite difficult. Once you've got these connectors on, taking them off again is really difficult. You'll rip off the connectors, so be very careful when you if you have to remove any of them again. So second try now. Let's see if I can get this in. So basically what I wanted was that to be routed round. I mean, it's still going to be a lot of slack, but we'll wait and see. So I wanted that cable to be routed round. It was coming straight off. So that's basically all I was trying to do, and ended up ripping off one of the connectors. So, and this bit shows in the magazine. It's quite difficult actually, because you've got to kind of, so to put this on, make sure I'm not going to rip that off again. I'm going to have to kind of position something to support the connector behind. Hopefully it's on. And it's just a case of positioning this whole body thing into here. Just going to see what screws, because I'm going to put a screw in lightly. K screws. I'm only going to put a couple of K screws in. I'm going to put them in lightly as well, just to hold it down. Just want to do the rest of what I need to do, because there's quite a bit you need to do once these are in, I think. So a couple of K screws in a little bit lightly, and then you've got to kind of get these in. Okay, now you've got a couple of pins that you need to get in there. I think they're in. I think so. Yeah. Yeah. That looks like they're in. That's good. But yeah, just in there. So that needs to attach to a pin. There's one on the other side as well, which you definitely can't see. But yeah, so that, get a better light on it. That there needs to go in. Mine just popped in. It took a bit of pressure just to get it in, but once it was in. Okay, now you have to go back to issue 75, dig out issue 75, and there's some wheel arches that need to go in. We got left and right marked on them. Left and right. Obviously it's flipped over, so that one's going to be left. And they just kind of, yeah. There's a screw to there, and then there's two of these things here, so you just got to kind of lift it up and hoist these things in. And then there's it's a H screw, just check. Okay, I've actually slightly wrong. This goes in after you put the K-screws in, but so you put the K-screws in, tighten it all down. Trapped in cables there. Oh, trapped a cable. Oh, trapped a cable, trapped a cable. Hopefully it hasn't broken it. I've trapped them, but I don't think I've cut them. No, I haven't. That's okay then. So be careful on that, because I trapped a cable there. No, I don't. No, they're not cut, which is good. Okay, they're in. Let's say I've half put that in, I just got to put a H screw just to hold this wheel arch in. And then this side. I need to check that this now works, because I did break that thing. Yep. Christ, that. Whew. I will leave those in because I want to check everything works. Okay. Just flip it over because I want to have a look. Okay, because I've done a couple of things before, I'm at a place where I can actually do a couple of things that aren't getting done until later. So I'm going to have a look at doing them now and see how well they go together. I'm not really sure where this thing fits. I think it goes in there. Oh, yeah, it goes in there. Now you can't see very well. Because I've routed these already, what I'm going to try and do is feed these down, because you're supposed to feed these down into here, but you're not meant to do it till issue 100, but then you've got to take all this off again, so hopefully I don't have to do any of that. Also, in issue 99, you fit, I've lost them, these parts from, I think, issue 64. Now they just kind of go there. So I'm going to fit them now. If you like, they fit kind of in there. So I'm going to fit them now just to make sure they go on correctly. A couple of things I'm doing kind of before it shows in the magazine to do them. Well, you might as well, because everything else gets done incorrectly or in the wrong order in this magazine. Okay, so that's them two fitted. You can see them, one there, one there. Now what you need to do with these is get a piece of, it shows you get a piece of the masking tape, whatever you want to call it, insulation tape, wrap it around a few times and then feed it through underneath. A little bit of that, wrap it around the actual wires. you're kind of supposed to just feed it down through the engine bay now. God knows where it comes out. Yes, there we are. Okay, so I've fitted those things, I've routed the cables through for the rear lights, they now work. Interestingly though, it does seem like they are, that's an on-off switch. So if I switch, I've got batteries fitted, so if I switch it on and I press the brake pedal, nothing works. But if I turn it on as in get the noise working, and then of course you've got the you've obviously got that, and then if I press the brake pedal now, so it seems like they don't actually work unless the engine noise is working. That's like a second on off switch. So, I don't know. Anyway, seems to work. Turn it off. Okay. Right, anyway, so that's the rear section done. It's quite nice, but not easy. Well, I didn't find it very easy at all. The next part is fitting the doors. Okay, now we had a lot of trouble fitting the doors before. Well, I had test fitted them, and I had to file down in there. There's a little area in there I had to file down. But now we've actually got the screws so I can actually fit them. So here's the driver's side door, which I've also filed down a little bit on that hinge, because I need to kind of, that needs to come through here and get fitted onto this area here, which we just about make able to see. Not easy, to be fair. Fighting me every single way today. Yeah, we're on. And then it's a type L screw into that area there. Yeah, that's fine. Same for the passenger side door. Yep, and that ain't closing at all. Wow. Let's have a look. That wasn't a problem last time. It was the driver's side door that was the issue. Okay, so that's that done at last. I've really had to struggle to get that passenger side door in. It doesn't quite, you have to kind of close it and then push that in. I will try and file that down a bit more. It's the window that's not quite in there. I've filed it down enough so it is actually fitting quite nicely now. Yeah, that was a bit of a battle, that issue, to be fair. Yeah, getting all that in. Obviously I had the problem with the circuit board. That was my fault really, but it works, so I'm happy with it now, and it looks pretty good, to be fair. It does look, it's a very, very nice looking car at the moment. It's going to look even better obviously when it's got the front end on, but it is very, very nice, and that engine is super detailed, and it's lovely that you can see through there. So yeah, I'm quite happy with it. I must admit, it's challenging, it's a bit difficult in places, but it is, yeah, it looks good. So hey, that's what you want, isn't it? Okay, so just an update before I finish this video. I missed fitting 2 K-screws, so I fitted them 2 K-screws, but you've also got this one here that you need to fit. How about that? It's because, as I say, I'm trying to use the online tutorial and not the magazine. Magazine, you know where you've got to fit, so there's also one on the other side as well. So I'll just... So yeah, so I fitted them 2, showed you to fit them 2, but there's also a K-screw that needs to fit into there. So yeah, sorry about that, but as I say, it is a bit of a one where you're trying to use the online tutorial and build at the same time. It's quite difficult, and it's dead easy to miss something like that. So that was it. It's just an update before I finish this video. Okay, so that was issue 89. Yeah, nightmare issue, but let's have a look at the centre picture. Yellow, was it F8 Spider? Very, very nice. And as I said at the start, you might as well not even bother with these instructions, because that's where I should be now, and you can see where I am. So 89, I'm going to show 90. I don't know why, because it will be absolutely nothing compared to what we're actually going to be doing. We're getting the front section of the car, which will be nice. Yeah, I'll be able to get to see that at last. I think we're actually fitting these light fittings and the Ferrari emblems, so that'll be rather nice. As I say, you might as well forget these. Absolutely waste of time, the instructions. The only place I'm getting mine is from the online tutorials. That will be issue 90, and that'll be coming up soon. So that was my presentation of this issue of Build a Ferrari F40 Competizione by Panini Collections and Centauro magazine. And if you'd like to see progression of this model from where it is now up to completed car, then don't forget to subscribe, and you can click the bell if you'd like to be notified any time that a video goes live on the channel, because I've also I'm building an Ecto 1 and a Spitfire as well. They're both part builds, so you can check those out as well. But hey, thank you very much for watching. Hope to catch you again on the channel soon. Take care and ta-ra for now.